Hi, this is Randall Hayes from Webb City High School, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you a little bit about what Mathxl for School is going to do for us this year. If you'll notice, once the students log into the screens here, what we'll see on our left-hand side is what the student will see. And there'll be a place for the course home page, tell you about the courses they're enrolled in. There'll be a calendar of events coming up, homework and tests, which will be a big situation for the students. That's where all their homework will pop up. And if you look and notice what I have here on the screen in front of me, this region in here, this is what they would see when it would come up for their homework to click on for them to do something that day. Mine looks a little different because I'm in the instructor side of things, but it'll be very similar to them. They can look at their results, what they're making on their assignments, and when they get done, they can look at their study plan, which is updated. And what it does is it tells them what their week in, what they need to work on. Typically what we're going to use, I think, for that is quizzes, and it will update their study plan as they take a quiz and tell them what they need to improve on and some work that they could do to help things go better for them in class. If you look at some assignments down here, I'm just going to take a look at one of these here. I'm going to do patterns and expressions, and I'm going to choose to preview this so you can get an idea what it looks like. All right, so as you look at the homework, this is pretty interesting what it will do for you. The big things are at the very top. You'll notice the problems like problem number 1, problem number 2, and you'll just click as you go from one to the next problem. The big advantage of the big thing here is once I'm on a problem, I'm looking at something that I'm trying to figure out, the thing that's going to be extremely different for your student is the ability to get an answer to the question that they have. If you noticed on the right, there are a lot of options over there to help a student work through a problem, which is great because that gives the instant feedback that is so needed by students in the daily routines of going through homework. And it's a great tool for us, and I think a great tool for your student to have. And so if you look at that question, it says describe the pattern using words, draw the next figure in the pattern. And say I'm confused on this and I really don't know what to do and I'm not sure where to go from here. So we'll try to look at some of these options that I have. I can click on this option, which is help me solve this. And when I do that, it will start by giving you something very specific, very stepwise. So start by comparing the two figures. How many ovals are added to the first figure to get the second figure? Well, we've got 3 over here. It looks like we've got 5 over here. So it looks like we've added 2. And let's check that answer to see if I'm on the right track. Okay, well done. So I know I'm doing that step correctly. Then it takes you to the next step. Now look at the two figures. Notice the 2 ovals are added to the second figure to get the third figure. How are the ovals added? The great thing of this is it's going to take you through step by step. Now, you can't just click through this and go step by step and then be done with it and move on to something else. After you've checked this out, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a similar problem. If you've taken too many steps here, it's going to give you a similar problem. We've let the students go through about 2 guesses, and once that's done, they got to start over with a new problem. But if they get this new problem correct, they got 100% on their homework again. So it doesn't count against them. It just allows them to get better answer than they had before. So I'll close that and see, in fact, that's what that says. Your instructor's limited you to two times that you can try a question. But again, it doesn't count against you. You're just able to go back and do another similar exercise. If I didn't want to do that, see, if you'll notice this is another similar exercise. If I didn't want to do that, though, I could have viewed an example. I could have looked at something that was similar in nature and gone through that and worked through that example. If that wasn't working for me, I could have gone to the textbook and I could have looked at the written material and have it explain, or I could read through that myself rather, about the material itself and see if that was the thing that helped me out. If I needed a glossary item, something that I wasn't familiar with, I could click on that. And when I talk about some words or some media or other things, there may not be. Yeah, you could type in a word or something that you're looking for and it would tell you about it. The math tools that are available for a student. If you notice the math tools we have over here, there's a graphing utility. There's a number line that they could draw graphs on, add real numbers, do some things with that. Algebra tiles, some tactile learning tools, geometry constructor, and 2D and both 3D. So again, lots of aids here for the students at their disposal for help. If they just need a calculator to do some work on, there's a calculator available that's just a scientific calculator or just a 4-option calculator. They can print the homework out. If there's an answer choice that they need to type something in, so these aren't just, fill in the blank multiple choice. Sometimes they're going to need to fill in an answer, and it may be the square root or it might be a fraction. It's very interactive with the student and their needs. So when they get done with this, they can save where they're at. And then if they want to come back later on, it will just continue from where they left off. Again, the great thing about this is they're going to be able to go through their problems, and if they have any troubles at all, they can go specifically to that through a variety of techniques over here on the right to get them where they need. There's even an option of emailing your teacher, and that is something we may check into, but that's normally an option on there also. Okay, I hope this answers a lot of your questions about Mathxl. If you have any other questions about this or what it means for your child or their success this year, we would be glad to answer any questions that you have.